Going live now for another episode of Get Virtual here with Getaway Reno Tahoe. Todd, you're falling. You're falling into Carson Valley. And it is beautiful out. I love this time of season.
I know it is the best season. Fall is like cool, a little bit cooler. It's nice, and Carson Valley, obviously, one of our show sponsors today. Actually, the show sponsor is Carson Valley Visitor Authority, or the Visit Carson Valley. They're a great place to visit. You have leaves changing. It's just amazing.
Well, I think the thing that I noticed is, once summer's behind us, right, and the summer rush is gone, the people are gone, obviously, and that leaves more room for this like quiet environment. More wildlife starts coming out, right? The deer, the bears, the geese. And so I really love how kind of that barrier kind of fades away and you're just kind of like exposed to this outdoor wilderness. It's amazing.
That is very true. I mean, I think about it, and also in this day of socially distancing, it's a little bit easier now. So that's nice. And there's some great places to visit. And we have, three amazing guests on today talking about quite a variety of different things going on in Carson Valley.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear all about it. And we can introduce our first guest. We have LaVon, the executive director at Prism Art Gallery, or should I say Art Gallery at Prism. I'm curious to know about that name and kind of how that dynamic plays out. Hi, LaVon. How are you?
You're up to unmute, LaVon.
Oh, there we go. I'm unmuted. Hi, we're doing great over here in Minden.
Awesome. So now, yes, you guys are in Minden, but explain a little bit. Let's start off the name, Art Gallery at Prism. Can you explain that a little bit?
Okay, Art Gallery at Prism is an art gallery, beautiful art gallery, filled with 3 rooms full of wonderful art in the business of Prism Photographics, owned by Mike Miller. And we are located in the big brick building, the big wool warehouse building across the street from the Bentley Distillery and right down the street from the Carson Valley Inn, right in between the two of them. You can't miss us. We're on the corner of 395 and Buckeye.
That's a great central location though. And obviously your art gallery is not like a little studio. You have a full variety of everything there. Now I think you mentioned that you are really trying to push for the autumn influences, rightfully so. And so feel free to kind of dive into that a bit more.
Sure. Right now, our artists, we have approximately, 26 artists right now. We're able to have up to 30 artists in our gallery. It rotates for each show every 2 months. We have artists in here that do watercolor, oil, wall art, consists of not just the paintings and photographs behind me, these beautiful professional works, but also some beautiful copper and brown sculptures depicting fall. We have jewelry, fine art jewelry artists in here depicting fall art that's wearable art. We have museum quality gourd art from local Christy Dial, who does museum quality work. We have pottery here from Kathleen Jones. It's just amazing work that we have here. Just not wall art, but we have 3D art too. And we consider this your indoor art festival. And so if somebody is looking for great artwork right now, we have it for them.
Now I'm looking and just what I can see, this looks bigger than a lot of, quote unquote art galleries I see. But Megan was saying you've got like 3 rooms, or you were saying that? I mean, that's a pretty big place.
Yes, we actually have a front room that we're calling the parlor. We have a small interim room that leads into our workspace where Mike Miller, the owner, actually does his work and conducts business in the back room as well. And every wall is covered with art. Every nook and cranny we have is covered, but not to the point where every artist is squeezed in. We give each artist their space so that we can show their work properly.
Now let's talk about the artists of Nevada a little bit more. Being in such a beautiful place like Carson Valley, Lake Tahoe, there's so many, and then surrounded by all this wildlife, there's so many opportunities to be able to capture that in whatever form, medium, and that is really, really extraordinary. So, maybe kind of give a shout out to some of those. That's going to be hard to do because you work with so many artists, but kind of that depth on some of that creativity.
Okay, we have award-winning artists here from the Northern Sierra region. So that covers from Yosemite all the way up to Susanville, from Placerville and Sacramento through Lake Tahoe up to Sparks and Reno, Carson Valley area. Many wonderful award-winning artists, like we've got Kim Hunter-Steed, one of our local photographers who's just fantastic with her wildlife, and her fall shots right now are just wonderful. Kathleen Jones, who I mentioned, who does this incredible pottery work that is, I'll just pick up a piece and I can just show you a piece of it right now. She has a special technique that she works with this. So it's not your ordinary pottery, it's highly collectible. We have photographers like Cameron McClure right here from the Sacramento area, representing Sacramento area. We had Todd Page along that wall in the corner back over here, photographer who specializes in shooting Lake Tahoe, and he's got some fabulous autumn photographs in here. He is from the Reno area. We have Christy Dial, one of our local artists who I already mentioned, who does museum quality gourd work. Amazing work, amazing work.
Love it, love it.
And the show you're doing right now is the Autumn Landscape Show, is that right? And it runs for how long?
Yes, right now we're doing the Sierra Landscape Show. It started September 1st and will run through October 30th. And all this amazing work can be seen through that time. We're open Tuesday through Sunday, 10 to 4 o'clock. Come on in. We've got note cards in here. We've, like I said, jewelry in here, local artists in here. Then we switch shows to our December holiday and wildlife show. So this place will be filled with wildlife, amazing wildlife, not just from local, but we're talking all over wildlife.
Amazing.
So you need to get in now and plan on another trip in November. What is an email, Facebook? What's the best way for people to find out more information? Call, give us all that.
Facebook, you can find out everything you want on Facebook, and it's Art Gallery at Prism, easy enough. Information that you need by email, you can email us to info@artgallery@prism, and the website, once again, easy, artgallery@prism.
Oops.
Oh. Hey, someone's already calling you.
I love it. No worries. Well, Levon, we're going to bring on our next guest, and this guy, I mean, it's an artistic golf course for sure. We got from the Genoa Lakes Golf Club, and he is the PGA Director of Golf. And I don't know, do you guys know each other? Chris, have you been to the Art Gallery at Prism? And you're going to have to unmute yourself.
There we go.
Hi,
I
Chris.
have been in there, actually. It's a beautiful place, and I drive by it every day. I love bringing my kids in there to go and see all the beautiful artwork that's in there.
Wonderful, Chris. We have a plan to get connected with you in the springtime when you have your spring golf tournaments for those golf widows or those golf spouses or golf families that have nothing to do. We are going to have some classes and workshops for them regarding art and books and opening up some culture to those people who want to do something a little different while their family is golfing. We'll be talking.
That sounds fabulous. I'll work on their swing. You can work on their paint strokes.
I like it.
Thank you.
All right, Levon, thanks so much for joining.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll move on.
Look at this, helping businesses grow, slinging deals, teaching people stuff. I love it.
We got some great stuff going on here. I know, it's amazing. Now, Chris, I know you're probably sitting off on the side and you're probably thinking of, Megan had all these puns for fall, and she was saying she really likes golf puns. What's your favorite golf pun?
Oh my goodness. Well, you're right. I was trying to write a few down. I still like, we're swinging into fall. I could go on and on. Most of them are not rated for television or social media. But one of the things that I could close with, but I'll open with is it's not how good your good shots are, it's how good your bad shots are. And that's just a great philosophy for golf, being in the environment, having fun, staying positive. If we always hit the best shot, we'd be on tour like the rest of the guys. So, I just said keep missing it in the right direction and have fun while you're out there.
A bad day at golf is better than a good day at work, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. And even better, doing work on the course. Yeah, I will have to say, Genoa Lakes was the first course that I actually ever took a swing at here in the kind of Reno, Tahoe, Carson Valley region. And I will never forget, I am sitting in the golf cart, and we actually have this on film because we were doing a video for Getaway Reno, Tahoe, and someone was teeing off, and I'm just sitting in the cart, and I look over to the left and I just see kind of a group of deer just sitting there and enjoying the shade. And then I look over again and then I see a deer, stands up, starts walking towards me. I don't think anything of it. And then the deer keeps coming, comes right up to the golf cart and licks me on the knee.
What?
And I pet it. I'm like, can I pet the deer? And so I just pet the deer. And then it just walked away. And I just was like, it was one of those moments where I was like, that never happens. That was incredible. So you guys are really right in the middle of it, in the wildlife, the nature. It's beautiful over there.
It is. We're very lucky. We do have the deer. By the way, that cost extra. Somebody kind of paid them off, so you had that experience out there. No, we've got the deer that are out there. We've got the geese that come in. We've got the beautiful hawks that are around. The wildlife in the area is definitely adds to the beauty of Genoa Lakes and the Carson Valley. So we're very lucky to have those. They're great on the course, maybe not so much. I mean, our running joke is that for the town of Genoa, we're also very lucky that the only traffic that we have in town is the deer crossing the street. We don't have to deal with a lot of cars, but the wildlife is amazing.
Now, one thing that's really cool about Genoa Lakes that a lot of people don't realize, if you're in this area, Genoa Lakes is right next to Tahoe. I think as a crow flies, it's probably only like 4 miles away from Lake Tahoe, or maybe a mile, but it's down the hill. So you guys are open pretty much year round. So, whereas other courses, especially the ones up here at the lake, might start shutting down, you guys can stay open a lot longer.
Yes, we actually, we're going to go into a rotation. We'll close down one golf course starting November 1st. And then we'll alternate throughout the winter season. We are open year round, weather permitting. There's been a majority amount of days during the winter that it'll snow in the morning. It'll be gone by, 11, 12 o'clock, and people can still go out in the afternoon. We're very blessed that with the temperatures that we do get, 50 degrees or high 40s for us in our area, a light jacket, you're still out playing golf so we're very, very lucky.
And now in terms of the current environment, COVID restrictions, things like that, how has this been an escape for people? Because I'd imagine, being able to have an attraction that you have these opportunities for the open air environment to see people get out, right? After maybe feeling stuck in certain ways.
Yeah. COVID has been a blessing and a curse. And from both sides, we've had so many more individuals coming back to the game of golf. Also a lot of kids that are coming out that are going out with moms and dads and getting introduced to the game, and that will continue to grow our game and have future members for our golf club later on. So that has worked out really well. I give a lot of credit to the staff and for continuing to go through all the proper protocols to keep everybody safe. For the most part, it's been a wonderful place for people to come out. A lot of walkers for exercise, and the camaraderie has been wonderful, and we're lucky to be a part of that.
Nice.
Wow. Now, I know that you guys, as well as being a golf course, you're also kind of an event center, right? I've been to several weddings there, a lot of different things, tournaments, stuff like that. I'm assuming you might have lost some events for this year, but are you already booking some? Where are you at as far as that goes?
Yeah, so we did lose a lot of the events this year, and hopefully not lost, but most of them have been moved or rescheduled. We do a lot of tournaments. We do have 36 holes here for golf. So we have 2 properties to come and play, or hopefully play both of them. And then a lot of those groups that were unable to come this year have rescheduled for 2021. And then also a lot of weddings and events. We've got a fantastic facility at the Lakes Course that can host weddings, Christmas parties, all these different things. So we're filling up already for 2021, and we're excited to get all these venues back open once things change here in the near future.
Excellent. And where can people find more information? I'm sure they can book a tea time and everything online, right?
Yeah, genoalakes.com is our main webpage and you can book online. Sam Huff is our tournament director. And as a phone number to give us a call, the regular general number is 775-782-4653. And it'll go through a whole list of prompts that you can either get a hold of me, Sam, or our events coordinator as well. And we're booking up and really looking forward to our following summer season.
Perfect.
Love hearing that things are moving forward, and we're starting to look at normalcy maybe next year. So that's good to hear. We're going to bring on our last guest, and this is something completely different. This is the Douglas County Historical Society, and we got Dennis Little, and he wants to be known just as Dennis at the museum because he can't retire for some reason.
Dennis wants to go golfing, but he can't. They just keep him locked up at the museum.
You can run, but you can't hide. Hey, Chris, boy, I was out at Genoa working at our courthouse museum this morning. Beautiful in town today.
It's beautiful. Like I said, we had our real close to our first frost delay. Perfect golfing weather. You wear your jackets in the morning and you're down to your short sleeves in the afternoon. And as Genoa is one of the main places that the leaves and foliage are changing. So it is a beautiful area.
Excellent indeed.
All right, Chris. Well, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining us and tell us all the stuff about golf. We love it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
I forgot to say my one golf story. The first time I ever played golf was when I was probably 10 years old, maybe younger. And I was out on the course with my dad, and he gave me an iron to just kind of play with. Oh, I was on the green taking shots, and I just remember him, like, I took a divot out on the green, and he like looked around, picked up the divot, stepped it back in, and then like zoomed off the golf course.
Well, I'm sure that Chris knows you've been out to Genoa Lakes, because I think your divot is still out there from when you showed up that first time. But at any rate, we'll move on from golf. Let's talk about the Douglas County Historical Society and everything they do. So Dennis, give us a rundown of the Douglas County Historical Society and what you guys do.
Well, basically, the Historical Society operates 2 museums. Our larger museum is the Carson Valley Museum and Cultural Center in the town of Gardnerville. It's located in the beautiful old Douglas County High School, constructed in 1915, designed by Reno famous architect Frederick de Longchamps. We also operate the Courthouse Museum in Genoa, and by its name, it was the original Douglas County courthouse before the seat moved over to Minden. We have a variety of programs, and I'm very pleased that we have the name Cultural Center, as we also have educational programs for adults, for youth, normally a whole bunch of stuff coming on. This pandemic year has sort of slowed us down a bit, but the nice part about the pandemic and the lower attendance and the museum being closed for several months has allowed our exhibit team to go hog wild and really create a lot of new things for people to come back and see.
And now I understand that you have some new exhibits that are on display, and I would love to hear about those. And I also am going to be asking you to put on that hat in the background. So, I mean, I feel like it's only appropriate for you to, tell us about the Historical and Cultural Society with that hat on. Can you be my docent on the night?
There we go.
It's amazing.
What good is having a Western Cultural Society without having a good old cowboy hat?
I agree.
Well, one of the exhibits I really wanted to share with the public, since the conception and opening of the museum in 1995, we've always wanted to have an agricultural heritage exhibit. As Virginia City had the silver, the Lake Tahoe had the timber, and basically we had the food to make it all come together in our agricultural history. And we were so pleased that through the Wiegand Trust, many people know that name in Reno, and many of the, in fact, almost every museum and library and big, beautiful cultural center has the Wiegand name on it. They came through with a wonderful matching grant. Our membership came through. And in August of this year, we opened the Edwin L. Wiegand Agricultural and Ranching Heritage Exhibit. It's a 4,000 square foot exhibit, and it came in at the hefty price of about $400,000. And we were impressed by our membership and the community's support, but it showcases our agricultural and ranching heritages, which is what we've really wanted to share with the community, because that's basically what we are.
Right. Now, where is that actually located? Is it's an outside exhibit, inside exhibit?
Yeah, we have a wonderful piece of property between the museum and the next door adjoining property, which is the historic gym playhouse building. From the street, it just looks like there's just two buildings close to each other, but there's a big open tract of land between them. And we've utilized every square inch of the some 4,000 square feet to bring this exhibit into existence.
Wow. So I'm intrigued by how you were able to collect some of these items, right? And then also place them. I mean, how long did that take?
Well, this is where it was, we had the artifacts first, but no place to show them. That was one of the things that really upset the Board of Trustees and our membership, that the ranching families had donated some beautiful surreys and tractors and threshers, all sorts of ranch equipment that, much to, I don't want to say shame, but were basically just stored away in warehouses and everything. And we thought, this is not good. We need to get this out for the public to see, enjoy, and appreciate the heritage of the valley.
Wow.
And I grew up in Ohio in a farming community. And I think that everyone should have to bale hay at least once in their life, or they
Definitely
haven't lived. But you go and you look at some of this farming equipment, especially the older farming equipment, like a plow and stuff like that, and you're like, oh yeah, they just plowed fields. It wasn't that easy. Even in the olden days, with even the open tractors, even after they got tractors, it still was not that easy. Not to say it's easy today either, but wow, big difference.
Yeah, I come from a ranching family too, and a lot of friends like to go over to the ranch and they want to play cowboy, but I always save special events for them. I say, well, we're stringing barbed wire next weekend. Why don't you come on over and give us a hand? That cures the fantasy of being a cowboy and rancher real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Sure does. Sure does. Nothing like putting it out there.
Well, Dennis, before we get your contact information, I do want to give major props. I want to see this outdoor agricultural exhibit for sure. I love the Douglas County, the museum right there in downtown Gardnerville. But I gotta say that Genoa Courthouse Museum was by far probably one of my most favorite museums I've been to in our town, with just the exhibits there. It was fantastic, the eclectic display of different stuff you had there, from the courthouse all the way down to the jail down the bottom. So great job with that. I took my parents there. They still talk about it. So great job.
He left his parents there in the jail.
I tried.
We warn people about the jail. Don't take a selfie and pull the door shut, because we don't know where the key is. So photos are permitted, but don't close the door.
Megan, I have an idea for our next video. At any rate. So Dennis, if people want to find out more about what you guys have, your exhibits, hours, things like that, where do they go?
Well, we direct people to Facebook, to Douglas County Historical Society. And as there's 11 Douglas counties in the United States, and almost all of them have a museum, please make certain that you pick the one that's associated with the state of Nevada. Facebook will link you to all of our other items. People are welcome to call anytime at 775-782-2555.
Thank you, Dennis. And real quick, your favorite fun fact.
Favorite fun fact? Well, maybe my most interesting thing is that I like sharing with the people is that our area is the home of Snowshoe Thompson. He is one of the most wonderful, colorful characters of the Carson Valley. And we're always very happy to share the life of Sarah Winnemucca, who was a Paiute woman who lived in our area and has an incredible rich history and has written about much of the early times in the valley. So those are two names and two facts associated with the valley I hope everybody will check out.
Quick question, Snowshoe Thompson, didn't he have 14-foot oak skis?
Well, he had boards, you know, he didn't even really call them skis, that he sort of improvised long boards, and again, extra long, about 14 feet strapped to his feet. And he was always credited as the father of snowshoeing. But since he was the father of snowshoeing, he didn't know what they were, but they worked like heck in getting him over the hills to Placerville.
Yeah.
I can't even carry a 12-foot 2x4. I can imagine two of those strapped to my feet. All right, Dennis, thank you very much. Excellent information. And you know what? Definitely, hopefully a lot of people come check out your guys' museums because you do a great job.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis. That's so interesting.
I know, and those museums are amazing. I mean, I'm often down at the visitor center there, which is in the same building as the museum. And I find myself like walking downstairs and I'll look at the little displays all the time and see new stuff. So pretty fantastic. Genoa Lakes Golf Course, great spot. And Art Gallery at Prism. I mean, that's almost like a museum, except for you can actually buy it. So if you look, you don't have to just take a picture of it. You can take it with you and take it home.
Again, it's all these opportunities to be able to get out there, travel responsibly, Sierra safely. Again, thank you to our show sponsors. Visit Carson Valley. This is a gem that you have to explore, especially during this season. And I'm excited to take some fresh swings on the course.
Can we just end this?
Swing into fall. Thanks for watching, everyone.